Hey guys, Drutter here. It's the 18th of February 2013, and this video is about how to find the value of any coin. A coin is defined in this video as any officially government-minted piece of metal to be used as currency. It doesn't have to be round, but it does have to be government-minted, and it has to be for use in currency. And when discussing price, I'm talking about the price that the average person can easily get for said coin. I'm not talking about, almost any item could be said to be worth whatever the buyer will pay for it. That's not what we're talking about here. In many cases, you can find a higher price than I'll be talking about here by going on the secondary market and finding a motivated buyer that's looking for that particular coin. I'm talking about like a surrender value. If you have a specific coin, what can you get for that coin? That's what I'm talking about. The average everyday person, what can they get for these coins and other coins? So there is a formula that I've come up with, and it's not all that innovative or interesting really, but I like to talk about this kind of stuff anyways because it interests me, and if it doesn't interest you, that's fine. You can, there goes the fridge. You can watch a different video, but the formula is the value of any coin is equal to the greater of its numismatic value, its junk value, or its face value. Okay. The face value is the easiest to determine. You just look at it. That's pretty easy. Of course, any coin has to have a face value on it. That's what defines a coin, really, is that it has a face value. A fiat value, you could say. It's a value given to it by a government, and that is backed up by that government's army and by that government's ability to pay its debts. So look at your coin, determine what the face value is, and now you know VF. That's the easiest, okay? Numismatic value is probably the second easiest. We'll talk about that next. The numismatic value of any coin is based on factors, well, supply and demand, basically. It's based on its mintage, how many were originally made and how long ago that was, how many have fallen out of circulation since then, how many have been remelted. Sometimes entire groups of coins are pulled back into mints and melted down. Its collectability, some coins are certainly more popular and collectible than others, and its condition. If it's in really good shape, it's going to be worth more, obviously. And a cleaned coin is a special case where a numismatic value may have been present but has been deleted because that coin has been cleaned. So a cleaned coin can only have a face value and a junk value. Very few collectors are going to be interested in a coin that someone has been cleaning. So I did a video recently on cleaning your copper coins, and I mentioned that destroys that. So that would mean that you would be looking at this or this if you've cleaned your coins. But anyhow, the numismatic value is, you can search that online, you can look on eBay, there's websites, coin collecting websites, there's books, entire encyclopedias just filled with different coins and their values. So that's where you'd find that numismatic value. I can't tell you the numismatic value of every coin that's ever existed in this video, obviously. That has to be determined through a bit of research. So once you know the face value and any potential numismatic value, of course not all coins have a numismatic value and they're not all collectible. For example, this steel quarter from 2009, no collector's going to want that. But once you have those two figured out, the other is the junk value. And I have talked about this in a past video, but I'm going to do it again here. The junk value is equal to the melt value plus the production value. The melt value, getting a little bit complicated here, I did a video on that, and that'll be linked below. It's basically the weight times the purity times the spot price for each metal in the coin added together. That gives you the melt value. I won't go completely back into that here, but you can check out my video on that from a few weeks ago. And the production value of a coin is the value that's been added to the coin by producing it. So you've taken a blob of atoms, of just a slurry or a molten chunk of metal, and you've turned that into a coin. And that can't be done for free. Coins have a value in them that has been added to them by their production. I'm not saying if, say if I want to put $1 million into like making the best coin ever and it turns out to look like just like a regular dime or something. I'm not saying that dime's worth $1,000,010 or whatever value the metal was in it, say 5 cents. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the production value is added to that blob of metal by producing it into a coin. And yes, that does add value. And if you don't believe that it adds value, then, well, why not just melt down all your coins into blobs and see what you get for them? You're going to get only the melt value. So the melt value is the value of the metal in the coin. The production value is the value that's been added to that by making it a coin. That gives you the junk value of that coin. Okay? And one more note on the production value. It depends on things like the coin's size, the metal used. Certain metals are easier to work with than others, the complexity of the design, and so on and so forth. So, but this is usually a negligible amount. You don't add a lot of value to a coin when you produce it from a blob of metal, but it does add value, and it has to be included here for the sake of being complete. So now let's move on and do some examples using this formula. And we're going to start with the 1975 Canadian penny. It's of no particular amazing condition. This is not a rare date at all. So the value of this coin is either 1 cent, 0 cents, or the melt value, which is about 2.7 cents worth of copper, and the production value. It costs about 2 cents to make this coin. So the junk value of this 1975 coin is approximately 5 cents. And you can go ahead and look for this coin online. Look for old junk 98% copper pennies, say on eBay. Try and find them, even if you buy in extremely large quantities, like 25,000 of them. You're still going to be paying about 4 or 5 cents per coin. That is absolutely true. A Canadian copper penny and an American copper penny of the same size is worth at least 5 cents as a junk value coin. So this is a junk value coin. The 2012 Canadian penny. I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to figure out that this is not a numismatic coin. The junk value, well, it's got a value, metal value, or melt value of about nothing, because it's steel, and it has a painting of copper on the outside. So maybe 0.1 of a cent, and the production value is about 2 cents. So the junk value of this is about perhaps 2 cents, although most people are going to just be spending this for its face value. You're not going to find anyone really that is going to give you that 2 cents for that coin. So I would say that the value of this coin is just a face value coin. It's a 1 cent coin. You might want to consider this a 2 cent coin. I'm sure you could put it on eBay and find someone to get 2 cents, give you 2 cents for it. Now another penny. You may notice by the way that I'm holding this one that it is a rare date, and you hold rare date coins by the edges, obviously. This is a 1925 Canadian penny, and it's in pretty darn good shape. I can't really turn it there for you, but this is a no-brainer. This is a numismatic coin. This coin is worth about $50. It has a junk value of about 5 cents and a face value of 1 cent. So this is a numismatic coin. Next is this British penny. It's a 1927. Gorgeous piece of copper. This is 1/3 of an ounce exactly of copper. Not a troy ounce, but a regular ounce. It's 9.45 grams, or 0.3333 ounces. And this particular coin has been cleaned. And it was me that cleaned it. Because I looked up its numismatic value which was almost nothing. This coin's in nice shape, but it had some nasty damage on the corners, and after cleaning it, it looks actually a lot better than it did. So it wasn't much of a numismatic coin, but now it has been relegated to a junk coin status. This coin's worth about 8 cents of metal, and perhaps maybe 4 to 5 cents to mint a medallion of this size and shape and material. So I would say this has got about a VJ of about 13 cents. And of course a face value of 1 penny, which they don't even have in Britain anymore. They're gone into the decimal system now, of course. A US nickel. And as I think everyone watching this channel knows, US nickels are made of 75% copper, which makes them more pennies than nickels, and 25% nickel. So the metal value in this coin is 5.5 cents worth of copper and nickel, and the production cost of one of these coins is perhaps maybe 2 to 2.5 cents. So this could be said to be about an 8-cent junk value coin. 5 cents face, not quite enough, and it's not a numismatic coin. It doesn't have any value to a collector. Let's see, there's that Canadian steel quarter from 2009. That's a face value. It has no metal value, very small production value, and no numismatic value. Here's a slightly more interesting one, the 20 for 20, and this happens to be the original 20 for 20, which was even more scarce than the other ones, and quite a nice design. I don't like the reindeer one or the one with the queen and the hat. This is one of the nicer designs, and the 20 for 20 is a numismatic coin. That's right. A lot of us believed we were buying bullion when we bought these, but no, it's a numismatic coin. The face value, of course, is 20 bucks. The junk value, well, it's got a production value of maybe, I don't know, it's a fairly finely minted coin. I would say that I would pay maybe 25 cents for a coin of that fineness. It's a nice piece. It's nicely produced. Reeded edges and all that kind of good stuff. But the melt value, well, this is only about 1/4 of an ounce of silver. So even though it's 9999 pure silver, which is quite nice, it fails to surpass the face value. So the face value is actually higher than the junk value in this case, which is interesting. And then the numismatic value is even higher than that because they didn't make very many, and it's a collectible. And this is worth about $35 to $40. So this is a numismatic coin. Next, I showed that one before at the beginning of the video. This is a Canadian maple, but it has a frosted finish and it has a rooster privy on it. I don't think you can see that there, but it is a little miniature cock there. And this is 2005. And, it's an attractive coin. It's nice. So what's the face value? Well, all maples have a face value of $5. You can see that on the bottom. The junk value would be the metal value. It's 1 ounce, or approximately $30 right now. Production value, maybe a couple of bucks for a nice frosted reverse proof coin. So it has a $32 junk value, but hey, you can't buy it on eBay or anywhere else for under, I haven't even looked lately, maybe I think it was $60 the last time I looked or something. So this is almost worth twice as much as a numismatic as it is for its junk value. And a regular silver maple, well, that also has a $5 face value. And it has the same, or very similar, junk value. It's maybe slightly cheaper to make this than it is to make this, but, fairly comparable there. So this is almost the same. And this is exactly the same. And the numismatic value, well, this has no numismatic value. This is a 2001. It's not particularly rare. Actually, this 2001's a bit rare. It may have a little bit of a numismatic value, so maybe this is a bad idea to use this one as an example. If I had used, say, a 2011 or 2012, then it would be more clear that this coin is nothing but a junk value. If you had this coin and you were in any city in the world, you could walk into any coin dealer or any bullion dealer or a lot of banks even anywhere in the world, and they will give you the junk value of this coin, which is about slightly over 30 bucks. They would probably give you, in fact, they would probably just give you spot price for it. They'd probably give you 30 bucks at most places. So this is a junk value coin. It was way more than its face value of $5. But interestingly enough, the Americans, of course, have their eagles, and that has a $1 face value. So that would be even more strikingly obvious that it was a junk value, not face value. And lastly, the Royal Canadian Mint came out with 1 million coins with a Timberwolf design on them. This Timberwolf is $5 face value. Exactly the same mintage cost as this, but there was only a certain number made, and it's a very popular series. So this coin is worth about $70 to $75 currently. And I didn't write any notes for these ones, but I'll just go through them briefly. This is $10. This is a $10 face value, but you know, it's pretty obvious what this one is. It's not a collectible coin. This face value is way lower than its other values. This is a junk value coin. If you took this into a dealer or a coin shop, they would give you pretty much just around the price of an ounce of gold divided by 4, because this is a 1/4 ounce gold coin. And the 5-ounce Fiji Taku. Yes, this is a coin. It has a $10 value on the back. Actually, that's the front. This is a 2011. And what would this be? Face value? Let's just ignore that right off the bat. 10 bucks? I don't think so. Junk value? Well, it's got 5 ounces in it, that's for sure. And then it has some premium, some VM or VP production value added to it. It's fairly hard to work with a coin of this size. I imagine it cost them at least a few bucks just to make this, in addition to the metal value. So it will have some value over that. And this coin would probably be a toss-up between the numismatic value and the junk value. You'd have to take this coin and research what you could get for it easily on eBay or at a coin shop. But my suspicion is it's probably pretty much much closer to a junk value coin. Probably just worth just slightly over the value of the metal that it contains. Well, that took a little longer to go through than I had hoped, but I hope it was useful for some people. And I'll put a link down below to my other videos in the same series of calculating value. And that is it for me today. Talk to you guys soon.